Hello everyone, welcome back to another spooky episode of Arcemise Arcade. We are once again playing Fear. We're gonna enter in the vault. I feel like I'm crouched. Oh, I wasn't. What am I looking at? Oh man. What a world. Dudes! Look out. There's dudes about. Ah! Oh boy.
You still don't know, do you? What you are. Why you're here.
Oh.
What's the first thing you remember? What's your given name? Where were you born? You have no history. You and I were born from the same mother.
Whoa.
You must have sensed it. She cannot see in your mind, but perhaps you can see into hers. A life of waking from one nightmare only to find herself deep in another. I will set her free.
You have to be a jerk about this. I'm kicking you in. Whoa! Ah, crap. She's probably just sleeping. And, he's sleeping too. Yep. I had tranquilizers in that pistol. I'm positive of this fact. Even though it's the first time I've ever seen that pistol. Hey, guy. Huh. Yeah, so now that Fettel is sleeping in that pile of strawberry jam, the clone replica soldiers all go dormant. They're like asleep.
Terrible, debilitating nightmares, hallucinations, hysteria. She never had a chance in a normal life. It was Disler who realized she was telepathic. He speculated that she was extremely sensitive to the negative emotions of people around her. We removed her from that chamber only twice. She was 15 when the first prototype was born. She was supposed to be comatose, but she started screaming when we induced labor and didn't stop until the liquid filled her lungs. There are plausible scientific explanations for everything that followed, but I think it was really just a question of hatred. It is the way of men to make monsters. And it is the nature of monsters to destroy their makers.
Hatred is the most scientifically proven variable in all things.
System analysis.
Oh boy. So, if Fettel is to be believed, he was my brother.
But I think she suffered enough. We put her in there 2 days before her 8th birthday.
No life signs detected.
She died 6 days after we pulled the plug.
What? What is going on?
Release sequence complete.
This is how it ends.
Oh jeez. Oh! Hi. You doing? Ah! Oh boy. Well, this escalated quickly. Well, Harlan's dead. Alice is dead. And Alma is free to roam the earth, apparently. Unless we have something to say about it. These guys are really hard to see. Ow. Oh, jeez. What the? Ah. Ow. That was low. Oh, that'll come in handy. I'm honestly not sure how many of those I have. So, on the plus side, I don't think I have to worry about the replica soldiers anymore. The downside, I gotta fight ghosts. Oh man, and I gotta blow this place up? That's... what? That is gonna be easy. I bet. Yeah! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Alright. Man, this story ramped up. Whoa. This is, yeah, that'll be easy, I'm sure. Oh. Oh. It's always good to have more guns. Okay. Here's nothing. Must pick up weapon. Okay. Okay. Everything's fine. We're all fine here now. This is great. This is going good. We just need to make our way calmly and peacefully out of here. Yeesh. Now wait. If VIII was our brother, and Alma was his mom, that makes our mom. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's think about that later, shall we? Oh jeez, I'm kinda stuck on this thing. Okay. Oh, I think speed's a little bit more important. Okay. Norton's gone, but I think that's because we're in a different... Oh no. Oh. We're at number 2, we were at number 1 before. Oh, jeez. Okay. using this thing. Should be enough. Alright, we're actually going to keep right on trucking, because we got to get out of here. The facility's gone critical. Chain reaction is imminent. Fear operator needs to get as far away as possible.
He's alive. I just picked up his signal.
Of course I'm alive.
Get to high ground. The chopper is standing
Higher
by.
ground. Gotcha. I got time, I think. Just pick up that stuff. You know what? I feel like a shotty is gonna be more useful to me right now. And this. This is also gonna be my best friend. Oh jeez. Ugh. Fuck. Okay. Go this way. This way seems safe. That's gotta be my ride. Getting out of here. Probably. There it is. Oh, jeez. Ghosts. Ah! I hate ghosts. I'm afraid of them, but I hate them! I got this raining in my ear. Crap. No admittance. Ah. Nah. Nah. This movie. Ow. Thing is, I don't think my slow-mo works. Jeez. So many. Oh, come on. Nah. Ow. Protect me, flashlight. Okay, let's charge for a sec. It's a long hallway.
I've tried to forget. I've tried so hard to forget.
Nah! The first time this happened, we went through this door. Do this. Ah.
in this place. I was there.
Ooh. Please stay back. Please stay back.
You will be a god among men.
Oh man, it's the scene from earlier.
Take her back to the vault.
Alma Wade. Oh man. Well, that makes one of us. I'm still piecing it together. What a day. Whoa. Oh dear. Oh dear. Whoa. That is not a good sign. Oh! Massive explosion detected. Status of fear operative unknown.
There he is.
Hello, Jay.
That.
Huh.
We still don't know the extent of the damage.
We haven't been able to get through to anyone since the explosion. What about
It's a
Alma?
big one now.
What happened to her? What was that sound?
Huh! That is fear, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a very, very fun game. Like, first and foremost, this game is a lot of fun to play. Which can't be said for all horror games, at least in my opinion. The graphics were revolutionary at their time. Obviously, it's a little dated now, but very, very powerful engine. Really cool effects, like doing the slow-mo is really neat. How things ragdoll, like the physics engine was also very revolutionary when it came out. Things with like the water effects and everything. I think this game holds up really well. You can see I was even getting startled by things. AI is still wicked smart. You gotta play it smart or you get taken out. So, to unpack this story that's kind of dumped on us at the end there. So, Alma Wade is this woman with psychic abilities that Harlan Wade took advantage of, and it was part of a program where they tried to make children with her, and who turned into VIII and ourselves, the Point Man. I believe we were the first prototype. No, we were the second prototype. Because he was saying how he was there. So, Harlan is not a good guy in this. he is quite a scumbag. As we come to learn, it's interesting how much of the story kind of evolves through these phone call conversations you overhear, and stuff like that. You really get a feel for these characters and their attitudes. Harlan, you could always kind of tell he was a little unhinged. He was quick to anger and whatnot. Yeah, there's a lot to this. So it seems like when their plan was to keep her in a coma until it was time for the baby to be born, and she was supposed to stay in a coma, but had reawakened and kind of lashed out psychically, and Harlan must have snatched us up and gotten us out of there, and she unleashed a huge psychic blast. A lot of hatred, like they said, a lot of anger went down that day. I honestly don't know how Harlan made it out of that scenario alive. And the implication then is that they locked her back up in that chamber, which must be like a psychic dampener, and just threw away the key and like turned off life support and everything, and she was supposed to have died. But it seems like she's been psychically connecting out from beyond the grave. And she got a hold of Fettel. She was able to link up to him because, you know, the link would be stronger between a mother and a child, which is also why we were seeing her too. Yeah. So obviously a lot of heavy inspiration from the Ring, which had come out just a couple of years before, I think. I think this was 2009. I think I said it earlier. The Ring would have been like 2004 or something like that. So, kind of, you know, a artifact of its time. There were what we would describe as 2 timeline sequels that came out. What I mean by that is one company, VIII. VIII released some expansion-style sequels to this. One called Extraction Point actually takes place immediately after that sequence there that we had at the end, where we wind up crashing in the city, and we have to kind of fight our way back out. All the while, like, there's still, like, effects of Alma going around, and somehow the clone soldiers get reawakened and you have to deal with them. I actually really kind of like Extraction Point. I thought it added a little bit extra where I probably won't play it, so I'm going to spoil one little thing now, is that like right at the end, Alma... Ooh, wait. No actual Delta Force operatives were harmed in this. That's nice to know. Big boss. What?
It's Genevieve Aristide. I just wanted to assure you that the origin situation has been resolved.
But so much for discretion.
It was unavoidable. There is some good news, however. The first prototype was a complete success.
Wait. I guess we were the first prototype. Which would kind of make sense. I don't know why Fettel kept saying that he was there. But to wrap up real quick, as I was saying, like one of the cool things of Extraction Point that they did is, like, right at the end of this game, Alma figures out that you are actually one of her sons, and halfway through Extraction Point, that comes into effect where basically they kind of play it off that there's the young Alma, the little girl one walking around, and there's kind of the older emaciated one, and that one's the one like full of hatred and anger, and then the little the little one is kind of like protective, and actually there's a couple sequences where like she shows up and just wipes the floor with some of these clone soldiers when they're coming after you. It's a really cool dynamic that I really like. Some of the other games, there was another expansion sequel from VIII called the Perseus Mandate. I don't remember much of that one. It wasn't as good, obviously. Then there are Monolith. Went on when VIII closed. Monolith went on to make a couple more sequels, including Fear 2 and Fear 3. Wow, they were clever. Fear 2 picks up with another character near the events of the ending here. Like it starts with you going to extract, I believe it's Genevieve Aristide, to get her out of the city, and like as you arrive at her apartment is when the explosion happens. And then shenanigans ensue and a lot of stuff to make people uncomfortable. That one has a lot more like, oh, let's go to the school and see all that kind of stuff. It's a decent game. It's not, in my opinion, like gameplay wise, this was the peak. Like everything was just tuned just right in this game as far as the action goes. All the sequels after that never quite, I felt, landed that perfect balance of the gunplay and the weapon effects and sound design too. Like seriously, the sound design for like guns seems to be a lost art. I think it's more that this was kind of when it was the last kind of set of like really fictional gun sound effects, and then everyone kind of went more of the realistic sound effects because you could record better. Anyway, technology improves and sometimes we lose a little bit of that clever design in the way. That one ends in a weird way. I won't spoil that here. I don't think I'll play the other Fear games because I said like they're all right, but I don't find them particularly enjoyable. I don't go back and play them for fun like I do this game every now and then. And then Fear 3 kind of brings us back to Point Man here. After all these events, he'd gotten like captured or something, and you team up with the psychic ghost of your brother to explore this world that is just like a psychic wasteland of this city. Alma is still present in all of them, and shenanigans ensue. If you're interested in this story, I recommend checking them out. I mean, it is kind of an interesting story as far as like a first-person shooter goes. Like I said, it kind of hits that great like kind of modern setting that you can kind of be drawn to, but it actually has this kind of really undertones of the science fiction that's at work, like the clone soldiers, the psychic commanders, Ghost Girl, all this that I'm part of an agency whose job it is to fight psychic related problems. That's all really cool, and I like how subtle it kind of is in that respect. Because a lot of times in other games it's kind of the go big or go home. But yeah, so I recommend checking out this game for yourself. Like I said, it really is a pretty unique experience every time as far as those gun battles go. Yeah, the AI is wicked smart, and that is something that is. I'll wrap this up. I realize I'm rambling as I do, but if you're still here, cool. So yeah, like AI is always one of those things where programmers, like, you can make AI as good as possible, often what you have to do is give them limitations in some capacity. Otherwise, they'll just overpower a player. Now, it may seem like kind of cheapens the experience if you think, some people might take it that way, where it's just like, oh, like, you don't think I'm good enough to beat these guys if they were acting like real people. And it's like, well, think about this, like, how often was I just kind of listening in for when they would do their radio call-outs? Like, the fact that I could hear those call-outs to begin with is a huge handicap that I can use and to my advantage to get the upper hand on these guys, because again, they're wicked tough. And if they wouldn't call out, like, where do they go? Oh, I see a flashlight. I'm down to the last man. Like, I need reinforcements. Like, all those kind of things clue the player in on just like what kind of fight they might have left. There are a couple of times right at the end there where I think their line of sight was a little slow to pick up that I was present, but that kind of worked out because I was slow to pick up that they were there too. I've honestly never played this game on a higher difficulty than I think the next one up. It gets hard. Like, you're in these John Woo-esque gun battles, and so what happens when you ramp up the difficulty is those bullets do way more damage, and so you're gonna get shot. There's no way out of it. I would be incredibly impressed to see someone play through this game without using the slow-mo effect. It's just like that challenging. But yeah, it all kind of serves that purpose that you, like you might kind of question at the beginning. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm for some reason more like faster than these guys because I had adrenaline. Oh, I can take more bullets than them. Why am I not getting set on fire? All that kind of stuff, and it actually kind of slowly gets explained, especially right at the end, where it's just like, no, you were the son of this incredibly powerful psychic, and you have all these abilities. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I really like this game. I hope you guys like the Let's Play, and I had a lot of fun making it again. I'm glad I was able to get it all done in October here. I'm gonna try and do some quick editing to get it all out to you guys. This was actually the first week where I did the 3 episodes per week here, and depending on how many I have, I'm probably gonna do more for the upcoming weeks just so we can fit it all in. I want to get it all in October here, and then I'll probably have to take a break in November just to kind of get caught up. It's been a while since I played Chrono Cross. I'll be picking that one back up, and we'll continue with that one. That'll probably be more of that kind of regular pace of once or twice a week. Eventually, I will get back to Dragon Age 2. It's not high on my priority list, and like this game, I do like to kind of supplement my longer plays with some kind of shorter ones that are about a game that I can just kind of speak to and highlight. Yeah, there's a couple other games that I might do. In fact, there's a fun little game called Remember Me that I was reminded of not too long ago that I might break out and play for a little bit. But we'll have to see. If you have a game that you'd like to see me play, by all means leave a comment in the section below, and I'll add it to the docket because I have a list that I need to be going through. And as always, have a safe and spooky Halloween night. Bye.